Hello, everybody, and welcome to EduMatch. So, thank you so much for tuning in. We are so excited to have y'all join us today, and I'm super excited because I get to talk to Wiley Brazier, just an amazing, awesome person. So, welcome, Wiley. Glad to have you on here.
Glad to be here, Sarah. Thanks for
Oh, the pleasure is mine. So, I'm going to tell everybody a little bit about you. Wiley is a veteran educator, Flipgrid ambassador, ClassFlow ambassador, and Google for Education certified trainer who has served as a secondary principal and central office administrator for district and state agencies. He was the founding principal of the Louisville Knight High School in Louisville, Texas. Under his leadership, the school made a major positive impact for at-risk and non-traditional students in the district, which led to him replicating his efforts in Dallas ISD, where he was also the founding principal of the John Leslie Patton Jr. Academic Center. This school helped Dallas ISD to reach its largest graduation cohort at the time. Wiley is a featured speaker for conferences across the U.S. and the founder of LA EdChat, Louisiana's online professional learning network, held every first and third Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Twitter. During the 2014-2015 school year, Wiley purchased the first set of Chromebooks in the East Baton Rouge Parish school system. He also led all Chromebook pilots for the district's one-to-one initiative, which now impacts students across the districts in grades 4 through 9 with over 20,000 Chromebooks. Oh my goodness, Wiley, that is just amazing. So again, super happy to have you on here.
yes, and it's great to be here with you, the infamous doctor. And let me say congratulations to you, Dr. Sarah Thomas,
Well,
Major.
thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. So, but let's talk about you. So, tell me who or what inspired you to go into education.
So for me, I grew up. My father died when I was 12. Okay, and so I grew up in a household with, I had my older brothers, but it was a single parent household with just my mom and because I was younger, my brothers and sisters were leaving the house. And actually, when I went to school in high school, there was a principal of mine named Mr. James Machen. And he was like very well put together, had his stuff together, well spoken, highly respected. And, we look as black men, as black people, we look up to people who look like us in order to be like them. So kind of like, Barack Obama is another major black figure that many black men look up to. He was one, Mr. James Machen was one that encouraged me. I looked up to him, and he's actually, I don't know if he knows it or not, but he is one of the reasons why I ended up in education. I wanted to make an impact on the next generation, like he had made an impact on me.
Absolutely. So, the importance of role models cannot be understated. So yeah. So you've been in education now, and have been doing some major initiatives and just moving and shaking. So part of what you do is connecting with other educators. So
Mhm.
what have you learned along the way of your journey in connecting with other educators?
Um, I think one of the main things is, just being real and being personal with them, having that and cultivating that relationship, having regular interactions, even though we are miles apart, using tools to be able to continue dialogue, not just, hey, Twitter is phenomenal. Let me say that. Okay. It's phenomenal. But it's one thing to be able to tweet to someone and have an online conversation, because I've had many of those. And this past year at ISTE, I was able to make first real life face to face connections, but also using things like Voxer to be able to actually have a verbal conversation with the person as well, using a variety of other tools. So I think just continuing to cultivate the relationships and have ongoing dialogue so that you can really get to know the person, even though they may be around the world in Australia or in China or somewhere. So I think that's one of the main things, just continue to cultivate relationships.
Absolutely. And you speak about ISTE. That's the first time that we met face to face. So that, yeah, that was,
Yeah,
yeah. So last year was just great. Yeah. Are you
definitely.
going this year too?
Yes, I definitely am. And you were one of my first people who I really interacted with on Twitter, and then had that wow moment of, oh wait, that's Sarah, wait, you've been talking online, so yeah, that was a ISTE this past year was phenomenal, and that was a moment that kind of solidified for me, look, this is a conference I have to attend every year, and this is the reason why I am a struggle continuing to become that connected educator, to meet all these famous, not famous, well, famous to me, but but these great educators, right?
I totally hear you. And the feeling is mutual. You're definitely a great educator in my book as well. So you are always like, I see you everywhere. Everywhere I look, you're there, you're there, you're there. So recently you did a webinar about innovative ways to teach science using technology. So what were some of the things that you shared from that session?
So I shared a few different resources, and they are actually available now on the website. But I've shared one thing about being able to use Google Sites. Main thing, we are a G Suite district, and so we have a lot of different Chromebooks out into the schools and in the hands of students. And the Chromebook is just a tool, but you have to empower people, teachers, educators, even principals, to be able to use that tool properly in order to engage students at a higher level. So one of the main things that I went through during my portion of it, was going through G Suite for education, using Google Classroom in a science classroom, also using things like Google Sheets. We discussed using it in an AP environmental science classroom to be able to allow students to take these standards-based assessments using Google Forms, but then taking the scores that they made, tapping them into a Google Sheet to, you okay there? But being able to, no, you're good. I know you have a little allergy there, but yeah, so, but taking those scores that they made on those automated assessments in Google Forms, plugging them into Google Sheets, and being able to see what they would make on an AP exam. So that was a really great tool. Also going through different learning walks and data walks as students, and having them to be able to learn the content so much that they can teach it to others, find mistakes in others' work, and being able to correct and re-explain to them in a different way,
Yeah, absolutely. They say a lot of times that the best way to learn something is to teach it. So I think that that's cool that you shared that. So that is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the things that never ceases to amaze me is when I see your live stream game. It's just like, oh my gosh, I need to step my game up and come to his level. So you use OBS a lot. So how did you learn OBS?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. A year ago, I didn't know what in the world OBS was, and so I just I found out about it, and I just really, going back to what you were talking about earlier. The question we were talking about is that connecting with other educators. I have a couple of go-to people. Brian Romero, Brian Smith, should I say? Brian Smith out there in Dallas. He jumped on and we collaborated. He showed me a few things. Claudio Zavala, he had another little session with me and showed me a couple of things. And then from there, I just kind of used my own eye. I might not have the artistic eye that some of them may have, but I have my own style, and so I used my own style of design and kind of what I wanted to look like in order to just continue refining the skills that they showed me, kind of, upgrading some of the things and adding on. And then of course, YouTube, there's everything on YouTube, right? So I went there as well and tried to just kind of own my own skills and my own style of what I wanted it to look like. So That's really, nothing fancy. I didn't go to school for it, didn't take any courses or anything of that nature. Just, loving to create those videos and get it together, becoming better.
Yeah, I totally hear you on that. And I love that. Just diving in, learning it. You can teach yourself a lot of things on YouTube. So
Yeah,
and
yeah,
getting practice
yeah.
through connecting with other people. So that is awesome. That is awesome. What are some other tools that you like in education?
So some other tools that I like, I just actually recorded today a video on this new tool called Classroom Screen. And it's a really phenomenal tool at classroomscreen.com. It actually turns your computer into a interactive white panel. You've got all the tools that you need for cues for kids to, a little bit of everything there. So that's a tool that I'm advocating for teachers to use. And then of course, I encourage people to use Voxer, to continue connecting with educators. I know you're on there, like you don't sleep, you're just on there 24/7. And so those are a couple of other tools. Of course, G Suite for Education. Google Slides has really come up with some. I love the add-ons that they have come out with, and so incorporating Pear Deck. Of course, ClassFlow is a really great tool as well. And so, I could go on and on with the different tools, but those are some of my main go-tos. Those are some of my main go-tos, from G Suite to Voxer to ClassFlow. Those are some of my main ones.
Absolutely. So I just checked out that classroom screen, and it seems really cool. So I just dropped it in the YouTube live chat. So
Yes.
cool. So I know that you do a lot of Pass the Scope EDU, and sometimes you have your sons on there with you. So that is really cool. So what's it like to collaborate with your sons in that way? And how can parents include their children in similar projects?
Yeah. So that actually happened on accident, because I'm in there doing passes. My sons come in on me. And so they were like, okay, what are you doing, Dad? So since we're live, I'm like, okay, well, you come on, and since we're live, you tell them this is what I'm doing, and you tell them about yourself, and you tell them what you think this means. Because with those of you who are not familiar with Pass the Scope, every month we have a theme, and so collaborating with him, now he actually looks forward to doing a Pass the Scope or broadcasting live, as he says. He wants a YouTube channel. So I'm like, nah, nah, not yet. You're only 8. You're not getting a YouTube channel at this point. Not until you have exactly what you want to talk about, what you're going to do, and things of that nature. So I think having him to collaborate with me on Pass the Scope is just a good way to kind of lead him into that area. He wants to talk about how to be on camera and things of that nature. When it comes to other parents and whatnot, collaborating, including their kids similar ways. If what I'll do is what I would like to say is for them to trust the kid to at least start to show them a few different things. So one thing that I use at home with my kids is Google Classroom. So I actually put some different activities into a Google Classroom for them, and allow them to, just like how I use it at work, I use it at home with them. And so I'm going to start using a Classcraft. I don't know if you are familiar with Classcraft or not. So we're going to start incorporating that with their chores and things of that nature for that piece. But I would definitely say to technology is here, the software is here, it's not going anywhere. Parents need to at least try to take advantage of the parts that they are comfortable with and try to incorporate them and use them, help to develop some skills with their kids.
I love that. I really, really do. I love like how you're bringing Google Classroom into your home as well as Classcraft. Like that's just so cool. And I love the fact that like now you don't need to have like an EDU account, to have the classrooms. So you can do it with a straight Gmail. So that's really cool. And also good idea to bring that Classcraft in. Wow, I never even thought about that. So super cool. I want to give a huge shout out to Rochelle, who's watching right now. She's also commenting on Classroom Screen. She said she learned about it last week. And she said you can translate the taskbar into different languages too. So that is cool. Very, very cool. So, so 2018 is upon us right now. So what can we expect to see from you this year?
For me, I try to take it day by day, but of course, we all have to, especially if I'm going to ISTE this year, we all have to plan out ahead of time, right? So, you know, um, so for me, I haven't even done my one word yet. A lot of people have done their one word for 2018. No, I haven't done mine because I cannot decide which word it should be, but because I have quite a few. But anyway, for me, for 2018, I think the main thing for me this year is going to just be continuing to cultivate relationships, build new relationships, and then also reconnect with people who I haven't connected with in a while. And so I'm going to have a focus more on the relationship piece. And then who knows, that could be my one word, relationships. So that's going to be my main goals for this year. Last year I was able to do the OV Academy, which you were there as well. So I'm looking forward to doing some keynoting this year. I just did my first Ignite talk at the Mississippi Educator Computer Association. And so I just did my first Ignite talk there, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And so I'm looking forward to connecting with others, learning with and learning from others as well. So that's mainly it for 2018.
Oh, that sounds like an amazing year. So, and I love what you were saying also about the relationships. That is key. I feel like I need to do that myself too. So that's great advice. Great advice. All right. So this time has just flown by. So I can't believe that we're already on the last question. But how can people connect with you if they want to connect with you online? Where can they find you?
I try to keep it simple. If they just go to wileybrazier.com, they can reach me there. They can connect with me on wileybrazier.com. I'm on Twitter. It's the same thing, Wiley Brazier. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really on Instagram. I don't even have any posts or anything of that nature. I mainly use the Twitter and my website. But the best place to get to catch me is just wileybrazier.com, and it'll take you to wherever you need to go. Got a lot of resources and things of that nature there, and just continuing to grow that resource database for others to use.
That is awesome. Well, I definitely wanted to thank you so much, Wiley, for being here with us today. It was a pleasure to chat with you. And for everybody tuning in, either now or later, just wanted to thank you all as well. So also tonight at 6 Eastern, so that's going to be in a little under 2 hours, we're going to have a tweet and talk about empathy. So hopefully we see y'all there. Podcasts.edumatch.org/tweet talk. There's still time to sign up as well. So just make sure you at me so I can see you and add you to the calendar invite. So at edu_match. So everybody, thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing y'all later. Bye.